guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to hang out with me a little bit and check the video out. And guys, got a new bait I want to show you today. This is the new Megabass Karachi spinner spy bait type lure. This thing is deadly on finicky bass, heavily pressured waters. Going to give you guys some tips and advice on how to fish it because we're getting into the prime season for this particular lure category. So we're going to go over that in today's video, and I think it's going to add up to some good fish for you guys. Also, guys, thank you very much for everybody that's taken time to hit that subscribe button here at Intuitive Angling. Free and easy to do so, man. If you guys want to support the channel, hitting that subscribe button is a good way to do it. And also, guys, if you want to support the channel on the next level there, you can be a channel member. And members get private videos every week that aren't seen by the public, and my email or access to my email address for your fishing questions. So just go to my homepage, my YouTube homepage, hit the membership button or the join button for info there. So I really appreciate that. Okay, guys, here it is, the Karachi spinner, man. Look at this little thing. This is along the lines of a spy bait, except it's got the Megabass components and the Megabass quality to it. I got this late in the season, guys. I didn't get these until earlier this summer, so I missed the prime season as far as the cold water thing. But I have been catching them this summer on it, guys, fishing this thing next to like bridge piers and deeper floating boat docks like marina docks for suspended fish. But I want to talk a little bit about, since I have been fishing it and studying the lure and catching a few fish on it, where you want to get this thing and how the application is going to work. And also, guys, I'll link the Karachi spinner in my tackle warehouse link in the description of this video if you guys want to pick one up and try it. But anyway, guys, a spy bait, if you've never seen it, it's a very subtle bait. And a spy bait, what it does, it's got a little spinner on it like this, and the bait has just a real subtle movement like that. It's moving like real subtle, like a little bait fish. And you fish these things very slow through the water column. You just fish them just like that, just fast enough to get that little spinner going like that. It's a very subtle, diminutive bait. And anytime, the time this bait works, as far as the Karachi spinner and any type of spy bait, is if you're on any type of a jerkbait bite or like a swim bait. Say, for example, you're fishing a jerkbait off of some points, or you're throwing a little 2.5-inch swim bait on points. This is when the Karachi spinner or spy bait is going to be highly effective, especially on those days that are a little bit nastier because it's got the spinner on it, hard bait, a little bit nastier days, heavily fished, heavily pressured waters is where this thing is going to excel at. What you want to do, guys, is you want to fish this thing on light line. I prefer 4-pound tests, but you probably can get away with 6-pound. Definitely a spinning rod. It's a slow sinking bait like that. So you have to sort of guess the depth that the fish are at. Now, say, for example, where I've been catching them on the bridge piers, like down at Table Rock Lake, most of those fish are suspended like 10 to 20 foot under the water. So I would just count it down until I got into about 10-foot zone and just start slow cranking it. You can twitch it occasionally like a jerk bait, just give it a little twitch with the rod, slow cranking, a little bit twitch. And it just looks like a little minnow going through the water, just like a little bait fish. It's just a lure profile they don't see very much, guys. So I just invite you guys, pick up a couple for this coming season as far as the winter goes. It's going to be really good anytime that you're dealing with suspended fish. Now, obviously, you spotlighters out there, you can probably catch some fish on this particular bait with your forward-facing spotlight machine, but just for typical bass fishing, there's a couple different ways, some tips and advice I'll give you. You can't go wrong with points, you know, anytime that water temperature is below 55 degrees. Once that water drops below 55, this winter, just get out there on those main lake and secondary points. You really need to have water visibility, I think, of like at least 4-foot clarity. This is a clear water situation bait, so maybe 3.5 foot, 4-foot clarity or cleaner. Get out on those points in anywhere between, say, 25 to 35 foot of water, and just fan cast everywhere out there around the point. Try to pay attention, like if you have 2D sonar like I do, pay attention to where you see most of the bait fish activity, like most of the bait balls, and try to concentrate in that particular zone. Or say, for example, you pull up on one of those points and you catch a couple fish on a jerk bait or an Alabama rig or swim bait, just mop it up with the Karachi spinner, guys. This is a really good mop up bait after they've got off the bigger aggressive baits. Gonna get you a lot of fish with that. The other situation where this thing is going to work, two other situations, obviously for big smallmouth, guys, if you're fishing up north, this is going to be working right now in the summer and the fall time. Just fan cast it over those points, or excuse me, over those big vast flats on the Great Lakes and Lake Champlain, Lake St. Clair. You catch them doing that. But the other thing is fishing what I call ditches. Now, this is a really good way to catch them, you know, once that water temperature starts dropping below 55, is go back in the back end of a cove or a creek. But get your boat like in 25 to 30 foot of water in the middle of the creek and start fan casting right down the middle of the creek towards the back of the creek or the back of the cove. Bass love to suspend in these type of areas during this time of year, and these spy bait type lures are really good for that. But anyway, guys, just pick a few up. Like I said, links to Tackle Warehouse, link in the description. Mega Bass, Karachi spinner, comes in a lot of different good colors. Like I said, if you go fishing this winter and you got your jerk bait, your A-rig, and your swim bait on, just tie this on with it, fish it in the same places, areas, and I think it's going to add up to some good fish for you guys. So we'll talk later.